Today on Scraping the Bottom, we're checking out Splatterhouse.
Left for dead on the floor of West Mansion, Rick makes a pact with the mysterious and sinister Terror Mask. It offers to save his life in return for one thing: blood and lots of it. Rick is transformed into a brutal killer by the power of the mask. He pursues Dr. West on a journey through time and terror, battling hordes of the undead and risking his own soul to save the woman he loves.
Show him why we call it Splatterhouse.
Splatterhouse was released November 23rd, 2010, exclusively for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Yeah, you heard that right. There's no official PC release. The game was published by Namco, but I'm not sure who would actually be credited in making it. Bottle Rocket was the original developer, however it was pulled from them at some point and given to multiple other companies to finish. I'll leave a link to the What Happened episode that goes into detail about the creation in the description below. I want to start off by saying that even if you hate the actual 2010 reboot, remake, reimagining, whatever you want to call it, it's worth owning for one reason alone. The original Splatterhouse trilogy is included on the disc. You unlock it by playing through the story. No codes or downloads required. In a time of delistings, removals, and the discontinuing of physical media, that should be enough to convince anyone who cares about the series to buy it. The Splatterhouse franchise had a few other lesser-known releases that I would have loved to see included here to complete the collection: the 1988 LCD game, the 1989 Famicom Chibi platformer, and the 1990 TurboGrafx and 1992 FM Towns Marty ports of the original. Now, let's get down to it. Is this game scary? No, not at all. A cat jumping out from behind your laundry hamper when you're not expecting it will scare you more than anything in this game. I would say it's more Evil Dead 2 than it is Evil Dead. The main levels are designed for killing in 3D, but 2D side-scrolling sections that call back to the original series are mixed in. Rick has multiple types of attacks at his disposal: fast and heavy fist bashings, blunt weapons to pummel, sharp weapons to slice off limbs, using said limbs to beat something else to death, grabs, and running through a group like a battering ram. There are also multiple types of environmental kills to try out, with one so eloquently nicknamed the butt plugs of death. Get an enemy's health down far enough without killing them and they'll glow red, giving you the chance to pull off a splatter kill. Splatter kills are cinematic QuickTime events that kill in the most brutal ways possible. You thought Bloodborne created the rectum rip kill? Nah, Splatterhouse did it first. Filling the necrometer is what allows you to use one of three necro abilities: the Splatter Siphon, the Splatter Slash, or the Splatter Smash. Fill the meter up all the way and you can go into Berserker mode, where the Terror Mask entirely takes over Rick, savagely transforms his body, and goes completely balls to the wall in the most insane fit of rage imaginable. Some games might choose to center on either sex or violence, but don't usually do both simultaneously. The Senran Kagura series and the Oni-Chanbara series are two of the bigger ones that skirt by with an M rating. Lollipop Chainsaw does it well, and recently games like Wu Chang and Stellar Blade have joined. Granted, none of those officially show actual explicit nudity in them, but they know where the line is and they ride it hard. As you make your way through Splatterhouse, Rick will find pieces of pictures of his girlfriend Jennifer that get assembled into full images, and they are full-on nudies. Nothing is censored and very little is left to the imagination. When I saw the first picture in full, I legit just thought, wow, okay, yeah, these guys went all out. Besides unlocking the original trilogy of games, you will also unlock survival arenas as you progress through Splatterhouse. There are 6 and they all last for a total of 20 waves. Each contains a picture of Jennifer, 10 secret missions to discover and complete, and an overall ranking that you'll be given depending on how fast you finish the final wave. When starting a new game, you can choose between 3 difficulty options: Coward, Savage, and Brutal, which unlocks after having completed the story. I never understood why devs blocked off the more challenging difficulties until after I played Silent Hill F for the first time on hard and hated it almost the entire time. The way Splatterhouse is designed is like an all-inclusive ecosystem on your save file. When you want to play through it again, you have the option of starting over fresh or transferring your current unlocked skills into the next playthrough. Any blood collected in the survival arenas is able to be used for upgrades in the main game. If you've picked up a specific picture piece of Jennifer at any point, it is considered found and will never respawn in future runs. Rick and the Terror Mask are upgraded using blood. It comes from your enemies, meaning anything that breathes in this universe, as well as the boar worms that you'll find and step on. And don't worry, the blood flows like wine here, covering the ground and even dripping down the screen, so if you see an upgrade you want, you'll just have to rip and tear until it's yours. The default mask that Rick wears is the normal Skull Terror Mask. Once you finish the game, you'll unlock a second console exclusive mask. This is what the Xbox 360 version looks like. And here's a picture of the PlayStation 3 mask, but since I don't own it, I can't show you what it looks like in-game. 4 more masks are available for purchase from the console's respective stores for $1 each. The different mask designs are purely for cosmetics and don't have any special abilities associated with them. The Dia de los Muertos mask, the Corrupted mask, the Skull mask, and the Retro Hockey mask. The soundtrack is composed of an original music score as well as over a dozen licensed songs from popular metal bands like Five Finger Death Punch, Lamb of God, and Mastodon, who of course wrote the all-time banger Linoleum Knife. The devs love metal so much that they even made Rick wearing a Crack the Sky t-shirt. The last thing I want to talk about before ending is the voice acting. It might be some of the best of the entire generation. The Terror Mask is voiced by Jim Cummings, who has brought 1 million characters to life over the years, including Monterey Jack in Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Tigger in Winnie the Pooh, Psy-Crow in Earthworm Jim, and Dr. Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog. This guy's IMDb page never ends. Anyway, he's one of the highlights of Splatterhouse and makes the experience that much better.
You never forget your first kill. Oops. Too much for you, Rico? Shit. You humans are so fragile.
And all the journal entries are fully spoken by Dr. Henry West, voice actor.
The human race are vermin, infesting the earth while its true owners are absent. I will be the exterminator.
I know I've spent the last few minutes saying and showing how awesome Splatterhouse is, but it shouldn't be surprising that there are issues with the game too. The most common ones are some god-awful camera angles, some jank feel to the controls and jumping, your Xbox 360 constantly sounding like it's about to lift off for the next moon mission, and some loading times are borderline unforgivable. Splatterhouse had a very troubled development cycle, and we're lucky that it ever saw the light of day to begin with. Even though there are games in every style of the horror genre, there really isn't anything else out there like it. I ended up loving Splatterhouse again so much that it actually got me to put down my PS5 controller and get back into the Xbox 360 era. I went and dug out some games that I've been meaning to start or finish, like Wolfenstein, Jurassic Park, and Armored Core 4. Hell, I played through the Simpsons arcade game half a dozen times already. I see a lot of people saying this game is one of their guilty pleasures, but I'm all in on it just being awesome. Next episode will be on Terminator Salvation. Stay nerdy. I'm out.
Getting your nerd on, getting your nerd on, getting your nerd on.
I got a raging nerd on.